You know what my problem with Dana White is? Dana White is too smug for his own good. Now, I understand the guy has grown UFC to what it is today, but that is sometimes at the default, to the detriment of himself. Now, I understand this might be a rant and some of the things I'm saying, I might a couple of times, but hear me out here. The guy is too smug. The guy takes what could be a lowbrow sport and try to make it highbrow, but in a lowbrow way. Now, the problem with him is the guy doesn't see a gold mine that's in front of him until it's almost too late. Now, let's take Ronda Rousey, for example. Everybody knew that women's MMA was on the come up. Elite FC put these ladies on, and Dana White refused to put them on until Ronda Rousey made a name for herself. Next thing you know, he's all about women's MMA. And once women's MMA took off, all of a sudden, Dana White is now the hugest fan of women's MMA. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You was never there for it, and all of a sudden now, you the man who brings it to the masses. You need to shut the F up. Also, in the guy's own words, he will not put up big presentations like boxing does with their fighters. Now, I don't know about you, but if you pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, I want to see a show. I don't want to just see people just punching each other. I want to see the whole grandiose thing happening. But no, the guy, I think because the guy is cheap, that's why he does not put in these big grandiose presentations. It might be that. It might be because they stuck themselves with the Venom. Before it was Reebok, now it's Venom. So now all of a sudden, nobody else could wear any colorful uniforms unless it's made by Venom. Now, I know he let Israel Adesanya, to botch his name, I know he let him come outside dressed up like The Undertaker. That was all right. But you need a better presentation if you want the average fans to actually look at your product. Makes sense? I think it makes sense. But, I don't own $1 billion corporation, so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense to him. The other thing to me, I never got with the guy. The guy would back one fighter like he's all for Conor McGregor. I get it. The guy's good. He's a colorful character. You also have guys like Demetrius Johnson, who was considered probably one of the best MMA guys you could have. Now, he says it's because he's just boring. Nobody wants to watch his fights. Could be true, but if you put the money behind the guy, guess what? And you told people he's the best out there, which I never really saw him say. Guess what? People will go out and watch the guy. Quite simple. I mean, he kind of took the 24/7 things from HBO and Showtime and did it with his fighters, with The Ultimate Fighter, things like that. Kudos to the guy. But again, he didn't come up with the stuff. He took it from somebody else. Well, I guess you could argue, yeah, Ultimate Fighter, reality show. But when it comes to the embedded, UFC embedded, stuff like that, he took from other fight organizations. I get it. But he's more reactive. He's not a progressive guy. He's reacting, and I guess he's doing his best to keep the money in-house. Whatever. Then, speaking of presentations again, the guy buys Pride. Pride's big thing besides the fights was their presentations. They would have light shows, guys playing guitars, fireworks, though anything you could think of. And in his own words, he says he don't want big entourages and stuff. Okay, you don't need the big entourages. What you could do, you could just have, guys come out with their teams and still have the presentations. I mean, I don't pay for UFC fights. Never have, never will. But I see people going to the arenas and stuff. So why not give it a show? Also, when you ask the guy a valid question, he talks to the reporters like they're stupid. Like you're asking the dumbest question that people want to know. I get blown off questions, but come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. That might be it with my rant. But, it is what it is. I'm not a billionaire, but I know he played with house money. Oh, here's the other thing. You, Jana White, have in your back pocket one of the best appearance presentation group that is a sister company to TKO. You want to know what that is? WWE. Now, I know a lot of people with UFC, they frown upon WWE. They think it's corny, even though some of the UFC fighters have gone to WWE and made big money. But besides the fake fighting, look at the presentations. Imagine. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because we have one clear example of a fighter that would, if he came out like that in UFC, it would bring down the house. You want to know who it is? Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. Now, thank you for listening to my rant. Forgive this video if the editing is bad because I'm just ranting, and that's it. Peace. Sorry, because of copyright issues, I cannot play the music. So sorry. So sorry. But it was good.